Hi, I'm Don Flowers. I'm the pastor here at Kernersville Moravian Church. During my time, I have learned a lot about the Moravian Church. I did not grow up Moravian. I grew up Baptist. What I have discovered is that Moravians were Protestants before the Protestants. The Moravians started about 100 years before Luther. It started from a desire of people to read the scripture in their own language in a way they would understand, to share communion all together, not just with the priest. We've had a long history of great music, of education. One of the first hymnals, one of the first educational emphasis in churches came from the Moravian Church. We have a great emphasis in missions. We were sending missionaries to the New World in the 1600s. One common story we talked about just recently is that in 1638, it was John Wesley who was coming across to Savannah when the ship that they were on hit a horrible storm. The mast broke off and looked like the ship might go down, but the other passengers on board were singing and praying. Wesley was so impressed with them that he found out more about them. They were Moravians who were coming to Savannah, Georgia. Later that year, when Wesley went back, he was going to a Moravian chapel, and it was there that they were reading the commentary, Luther's commentary on Romans, where Wesley later wrote, "I felt my heart strangely warmed." That was the beginning of Methodism, an outshoot of Moravians. I grew up Baptist, but when I came here as their interim, it was a slow process. I knew some about the Moravians. I was an undergraduate at Wake Forest University, and it was there that I learned about Love Feast. And from the teachings, being in Old Salem, being around and learned a lot, it has been here that I have been able to delve into the history, the culture, and the traditions, the wonderful traditions of Moravians, not the least of which is our Love Feast. Many people know about those at Christmas time. Our candlelight Love Feast is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the most beautiful service we have each year. This sanctuary is packed. But we also hold those throughout the year in times of celebrating, reminding ourselves that we are all church together. And we share a service of music where we have a cup of warm coffee, a wonderful Moravian bun. It just makes worship wonderful. Music is a great part of our worship, of our tradition. My wife tells the story that the first Sunday we were here, she was across the street in the parsonage. We knew that worship started at 9 o'clock. We knew that worship started at 10 o'clock, but at 9:30, she started hearing a band playing. At that point, our band, and every Moravian church pretty much will have a brass band. Our band was playing out on the lawn, inviting worshipers to worship. We'd love to invite you to come and worship with us here. My hope for you is that you would have the same experience in our worship services that Wesley had in that Aldersgate service, that you would feel your heart strangely warmed, that you would feel the presence of God. But it's not just an emotional thing. I hope that through our services, your mind would be engaged, that something in the service, in the sermon, in the liturgy, in the music would make you think. And because we do believe that faith is not something that we just feel in our hearts, but it takes all of us. It takes our hearts, it takes our minds, it takes our very being. That I hope that our services would inspire you to live out your faith in a way that is pleasing not only to you, but to God and our world.